Okay, well, hello and welcome to tonight's episode of the Online Gathering Place, sponsored by the Holistic Healing Network YouTube channel. My name is Leah Petrucci, and I'll be your host tonight. I am a licensed mental health counselor and a holistic health and lifestyle coach. And these episodes of the Online Gathering Place are live streams every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I lead you guys in guided self-care activities that are designed to nourish the nervous system, teach you how to regulate and balance your nervous system or calm your nervous system. They are designed to lift mood and calm anxiety. So several things that we are, I hope that will happen for us in these sessions. And we're going to continue tonight's episode, which has been a series of tapping meditations. So if you have not ever joined us before, welcome. If this is your first time, so glad you could make it. So glad you're here. If you're watching live, I would love to know where you're watching from. Please say hello and put it in the chat. If you're watching the replay, hello. You can also let us know where you're watching from. And at any time during this live stream, if you have any questions for those who are watching live, please don't hesitate to pop those questions in the chat or any comments, any thoughts you may have as we go along. And I will be sure to keep an eye on those comments. So tonight we're going to continue. As I said, we've been doing a series on tapping meditations. So we're going to continue that series tonight. But the topic for tonight is going to be different, of course. So tonight we're going to be tapping on health and wellness. I'm going to be teaching you how to use the power of tapping and what tapping is. If you've never heard of tapping, I'm going to give you a little bit of a explanation, a rundown of tapping and what it is and why it can be helpful and what you can use it for. You can use tapping for so many things. And that's why each episode of these live streams, I've been wanting to give you a demonstration of the different things that tapping can be used for. If you missed last week's episode, I would encourage you to head on over to my YouTube channel, which is the Holistic Healing Network, and check out the replays if you missed any of them. You can, I'll put it up on the screen there. If you're watching from Holistic Healing Network channel, then all you have to do is click on the live section and you'll see all of the different live streams that we've done every Wednesday night. And if you have never been over to my YouTube channel, you can at any point, you can head on over there and you can subscribe to the Holistic Healing Network. And you'll get notified. You'll get notified whenever I go live, which is, again, every Wednesday at 7 Eastern. And you'll get notified of all the other videos that I put up every week. I also put up educational videos about health and wellness every week. So let's get on into our tapping meditation for tonight, shall we? So as I said, we're going to be tapping on health and wellness. We're going to be doing two different scripts tonight. So the two scripts that we're going to be doing are, the first one will be an instant boost of healing. I'll show you how to use tapping to get an instant boost of healing. And then the second script will be freedom from any diagnosis that you may have, freedom from any type of health issue that you may be dealing with. I'll show you how to use tapping to feel more at peace if you're dealing with any type of chronic illness, if you're dealing with chronic pain, or if you're just dealing with any kind of symptom that you don't get on a regular basis. You just may be feeling some kind of symptom. Maybe you're having a stomach ache. Maybe you have a headache. Maybe you're just fatigued, any of those things that you may be feeling. You can use tapping for all of these things. It doesn't have to be chronic. It can be acute. It can be something that just kind of you experience every now and then or once. Tapping is so great to regulate the nervous system. And that's mainly what tapping does, is it calms down the nervous system. And that's why it brings a feeling of peace and it brings healing, because just to explain a little bit about how the nervous system works, when we are in a sympathetic or a fight or flight presentation, okay, when we're activated, when we're anxious, when we're emotional, when we just we're feeling some type of way, right? We're feeling very intense. Our nervous system is very activated, and we have gotten away from healing. We've gotten away from where the nervous system needs to be in order for healing to take place. And where the nervous system needs to be for that is in a presentation called the parasympathetic nervous system, or parasympathetic response, or also known as the ventral response. There's lots of different terms, and I'm going based on the work of Dr. Stephen Porges and the polyvagal theory. So we have fight or flight. That's when we are activated. And tapping helps to calm that response. It sends a calming message to the brain just from simple tapping stimulation to different acupuncture points. And I'm going to go over all of those 9 points real quick before we go through the script. But by giving gentle stimulation to these different points on the body, we're stimulating blood flow, we're stimulating flow of oxygen, we're stimulating flow of lymphatic fluid, which lymphatic fluid is the fluid that we need to cleanse our body from toxins. So there's a lot of things that are happening when we are giving the body this gentle stimulation on the different strategic points that we're going to be using. So let's go through those first and foremost before we get into the script. All right. So again, for those of you who've never heard of tapping, put it there on the screen. The formal name for tapping is called Emotional Freedom Technique, or EFT. We tend to call it tapping for short because it's easier to say, and it is descriptive of what we're doing. You know, like I demonstrated before, we're tapping the different points. And there's 9 different points that we're going to be using that have been chosen for the emotional freedom technique. So let's get started with those different points. All right. So the first point we're going to use is, we call it the karate chop point, because it's the piece of skin on the side of the hand. So kind of like karate chop. That's why we call it the karate chop point. But really, it's the side of the hand, anywhere between the bottom of the pinky and the wrist. So anywhere in this space here, we can tap. Just tap, tap, tap. And it doesn't matter how many fingers you use. You can use 1, 2, 3. And you also, if tapping doesn't feel good to you, you can also just gently rub that area. There are a couple of options here. Or you could just touch and hold. If tapping is too stimulating for you, for example, if you're just really fatigued, you have no energy to do the tapping motion, you can just touch and hold that area, making sure to breathe in and out while you're doing it. So that's the first point there. And the second one is the eyebrow point, which is where the eyebrow ends and meets the top of the nose. So right there. So you can use 1 finger here, or if you want, you can do both sides. Some people say they like to do both sides because they want to feel even, and that's okay. Whatever feels good to you, you can make this your own practice. What feels good to me, what feels good to my nervous system, may not feel good to your nervous system. So, you know, you don't necessarily have to do what I'm doing. I'm just showing you the different options here. Again, you can also just rub those areas, or you can touch and hold. So that's the eyebrow point. The next point is the temples, so the side of the eyes. And just give it a little tapping motion. Or again, you can rub the temples. You ever do that just instinctively? You just kind of, oh gosh. That's a soothing action. You know, you may not realize what you're doing, but you are soothing your nervous system by touching those points. You may like hold those areas too, or you may kind of do this. That's a soothing action. So that's, something instinctive that you may not have known that you do that is instantly soothing to the nervous system. All right, so the next point is the top of the cheekbone there. So again, you can use how many fingers is up to you. You can use multiple fingers, or you can just use one or two. You can rub the point, or you can just touch and hold. All right, and the next point is the mustache underneath the nose, giving it a little stimulation. What you're looking for as far as knowing if this is working or not, you're looking for a couple of things of your body giving you what's called biofeedback. More saliva production, swallowing, maybe even yawning, maybe even like a sigh, like a spontaneous breath. Those things are all indications that your nervous system is downshifting from the sympathetic, which is the fight or flight response, down to the relaxation response or the parasympathetic response. That's what we want. That's what we want here. All right, see, I just swallowed there, so I know that, and I'm feeling more saliva production, so I know that it's working for me. Next point is the chin. It's right kind of in the middle there, that crease. You can do it from the side, or you can do it like this, or you could, do more of your hand, whatever feels good to you. You can rub that area. You can just touch it and hold. As long as you're getting some kind of stimulation in that area. Okay, next point is, and this one is my favorite for whatever reason. Everyone, I think, has their favorite points. This is the collarbone point. So where your collarbones meet in the middle, so find where your collarbones meet in the middle, like down at the base of the throat, and go down maybe about an inch. Maybe down and out about an inch. The exact location doesn't matter because we're not doing acupuncture. We're not getting the little needle in there. If you were going to an acupuncturist, they would have to get the point exactly. But what we're doing here is acupressure rather. So, and we're giving like a ripple effect stimulation to those areas. So as long as you're just getting the general area, and plus you're giving those points stimulation. So you're getting the blood flow and the blood and oxygen and lymphatic fluid flowing. And by doing that, I just swallowed again. So I know this is working for me. And my muscles have just kind of relaxed a little bit. They've gone from being really tight to like my shoulders have lowered and they've just relaxed a little bit. So that's another way that I know that this is working to regulate my nervous system. And I just swallowed again. So I know that I'm swallowing more than usual. So I know that all these actions are helping my nervous system to do what it's supposed to do, to help the vagus nerve, which the vagus nerve is our 10th cranial nerve, which connects the brain to the body. And the vagus nerve, when it does its job to calm the body. So it's kicking in and doing what it was designed to do, and that is to calm the nervous system. It's a very instinctual nerve, very smart. It's the longest and largest cranial nerve of the brain. It literally connects the brain and the body. So it's literally the mind-body connection. All right, and then the next point is the side of the ribs. So ladies, where your bra strap is, for men, it's just a couple inches down from the armpits. And this here, you can do a couple of different things. You can tap, or you can cross your arms and kind of get at it with a flat hand, And I like this way because it feels a little bit like a self-hug here. And you're also stimulating the spleen point. This is in Chinese medicine, this acupuncture point or acupressure point corresponds with the spleen. And see, I just took an inhale right there. So that's another way that I know that this is working to calm my nervous system. Next point is the top of the head. A couple of ways you can do. You can get at it with a flat hand here. You could just touch and hold. You could rub the area, or you can get at it with fingers. It does not matter how you do this, how you stimulate that area, just as long as you give it some kind of stimulation and that it feels good to you. You want it to feel good to you. You want it to feel soothing. So we're trying to calm the nervous system. All right. And that just kind of forced me to take prompted me rather, didn't force me, but it prompted me to take a nice inhale and exhale. So that's another way that I know the nervous system is working. So lots of biofeedback there. Hopefully you got some biofeedback yourself. And so let's go on to using those different points. And now we're going to add on. So what I just showed you was the body piece. Now we're going to add on the emotional freedom piece. Remember, this is called emotional freedom technique. It's called that for a reason, because we're going to add some thoughts and emotion processing to the tapping. So we're going to do two things at once. And you may think that sounds challenging, but really I'm going to make it easy for you. And what I'm going to do is read the script. And all you have to do is either repeat after me if you're able and willing to repeat after me, or you can just listen and kind of think about it in your mind as I read the script. So tapping can be used for so many things. And as I said earlier, this is one video in a series of different tapping meditations. And tapping can be used for many different things. It can be used for emotional freedom, which is why it's called emotional freedom technique. It can be used for health and wellness. It can be used for financial freedom, financial stress. It can be used to help you sleep, to help you relax, to help lower anxiety. It can be used to help limiting beliefs. So things like, I'm never going to be able to do this, or I'm not lovable, any of those thoughts and feelings that hold us back, right? Procrastination, any bad habits as well. Tapping can be used for helping create good habits. Self-sabotage, to combat things like self-sabotage, procrastination, perfectionism. We can use tapping to help create good habits. So, hopefully you will tune into either some of the previous videos that you may have missed, or join us for future videos so you can see and experience all the ways that tapping can be used to calm the nervous system. So this particular video we're going to be using tapping to help us to heal from physical ailments, whether they are acute or whether they are chronic. So we're going to do two scripts. The first one is called Instant Boost of Healing. Okay. So what I want you to do is think of something, a physical symptom that you may have experienced. You may be experiencing it right now, or you may have experienced it recently, or maybe not. Maybe it wasn't recently, but think of a time when you struggled with something, physical symptom. That could be anything. It could be a headache. It could be a stomach ache. It could be a chronic condition. It could be an autoimmune disorder. It could be cancer. It could be something that you're currently fighting and you're just really frustrated and you're struggling with that. And you need some relief from those symptoms. And maybe you're tired of relying on things like medication and, those things aren't working. Maybe you need some additional help and support, because struggling with chronic illness, or maybe, like I said, it doesn't have to be chronic. Maybe it's just something that's acute, but it's annoying. It's frustrating. You can't concentrate. You can't continue on with your day or your work, or it's really affecting your mood. Tapping can help to calm down the nervous system and help to shift things for you. And so you're about to find out how it can do that. So I want you to think of a time when you have experienced a physical symptom. Could be now, it could be any time in the past. And I want you to rate your level of anxiety when you think about, or your level of discomfort rather, when you think about that physical symptom, and rate it from a level of 0 to 10. So 0 is no discomfort at all. 10 is the worst discomfort that you can imagine, and give it a number. And then we're going to re-rate after we do the tapping. Okay, so get your number in mind. And we're going to start our tapping on the karate chop point. Just follow along with me. And what I want you to do is, if you're able to, repeat after me. If not, just listen. Okay. Even though I don't feel as good as I would like to feel, I give myself permission to relax. Even though I want to be healthier than I am open to healing right now. Even though my body needs healing, I choose to relax and trust in the process. Okay, let's switch to the eyebrow point now. I am open to healing. You can repeat after me if you're able to. I am open to healing. My body knows how to heal. I am waking up my body's natural healing abilities. Okay, let's go to the side of the eye now. I have everything I need to heal. Feeling this healing energy filling up my body as I breathe. I can picture all of my cells filling up with healing energy. Okay, let's go underneath the eye. It is safe for me to heal. It feels good to heal. I would like to work at healing, being better at healing, because I cherish feeling healthy. Okay, let's go underneath the nose now. I am connecting at this time with vibrant health. I want to feel healthy and whole. Okay. And now what I want you to do, you don't have to say anything out loud here. I just want you to continue tapping and imagine feeling healthy, and just listen to my words. Feel the vibrant health all throughout your body. Let's tap the chin point now. Notice how it feels to feel safe in your body as you heal and feel radiant with health. Let's go to the collarbone point. And as you breathe, you're sending this powerful message to your body that it is safe for you to heal. It is safe for you to be healthy. And it is time to heal right here and right now. And I want you to just envision yourself as feeling healthy and whole. And what would that look like? What does that look like for you? Does that look like you're able to take a full breath without pain? Does that look like you're able to have vibrant energy to do the things that you want to do in life? Does that look like you're able to spend more time with your loved ones? Does that look like you're able to get through your workday without struggling? Does that look like you're able to work at all? What does that look like? What does that picture of health look like for you? Maybe you'd be able to participate in more social activities. Maybe you're able to participate in more movement of your body without hurting, without discomfort. Okay, let's switch to the side of the ribs. Maybe that would look like you being able to do fun things that you don't normally get to do. Like, I don't know, go dancing with your friends, or go to the movies, or go to a party. What would that look like if you felt healthy? Maybe it would just look like you could get out of bed and you could walk without pain. Okay, top of the head. So I want you to just envision what that would look like to feel healthy and to be able to do the things that you may not be able to do right now because of what you're dealing with. And just envision what that looks like, what that feels like in your body, to feel good again, to have that energy, to have that healing, boost of healing. And just continue to envision yourself as healthy and whole, and that all is well, and that you are healing right here and right now, because you are. By doing this exercise, you are shifting your nervous system into a state of healing by tapping these simple points, giving this little stimulation. It's so deceptively easy to do. Deceptively easy means like you don't think it would work, but it does. Okay. Rub your hands together and take a deep breath in. And let it out. Okay. So I want you to re-rate your level of anxiety. You want to go ahead and put your hands over your heart, or maybe on your stomach or on your legs or wherever you'd like. I always like to put mine over my heart after a tap. So re-rate your level of discomfort or anxiety. Did it come down at all from when you rated it the first time? Did it come down like even a point? Did it stay the same? If it did, that's okay. It just means we didn't get enough, and maybe we need to do another one, and we will in just a moment. So let's keep going. But even if it did come down just a point, that is progress. If it came down multiple points, that's great. That means that it did its job and it's working. So you were able to shift anything that you can do to shift the nervous system into a state of rest and digest is also what it's called. Many names we refer to. Scientifically, it's called parasympathetic nervous system response or ventral response, rest and digest, relaxation. All of those states of nervous system responses means that healing is taking place. Healing cannot take place when we are stuck in a fight or flight response. So when we're activated, when we're anxious, when we're feeling intense emotion, healing cannot take place. Digestion can't take place. We can't digest our food. There are many organ systems that won't work properly if we are not in a parasympathetic response. Okay, so let's move on to the second script that we're going to do, which is called Freedom from a Diagnosis. So for those of you who are struggling with some kind of diagnosis, that could be anything. Like I said before, that could be, headaches, migraines, digestive issues. That could be an autoimmune disorder. It could be cancer, diabetes, heart disease, anything. Any kind of diet. Could be a mental health issue. Could be depression. Could be anxiety. Could be PTSD. Any of those things. What we're going to tap on is feeling some freedom from that diagnosis. Is this tapping meditation going to cure that diagnosis? No, but it is going to give you some temporary reprieve or freedom from that anxiety, that discomfort. All right, so let's start by rubbing hands together again, taking a deep breath in and out. And again, let's start by tapping the karate chop point. Or you can choose to rub the point, or you can just touch and hold. Here's another option too. You can take the one hand and make a fist and kind of pound. If you really need to get out some energy, you want to, if you're angry, if you're dealing with anger, I'm angry because I have this diagnosis. This sometimes may help with that, help get that out. So pick which one works for you in this moment and repeat after me. And you can switch hands, by the way, if one of them gets tired. All right. Even though I have all of these emotions around my diagnosis, I am learning to love myself and accept how I feel. Notice that I said I am learning to love myself, because sometimes we struggle with loving ourselves. But if we add that phrase, I'm learning to, or I'm open to learning to love myself, it can make it a little bit easier, make it a little bit more true for us. You want to say things that are going to resonate with you. So if these statements don't resonate with you, then switch them up to something that better fits. Okay, even though I have so much anxiety and fear around my diagnosis, I am learning to love and accept myself. Even though I am so afraid and stressed out about my diagnosis, and what it means for me and my future, I am learning to love myself and accept how I feel. Emotional freedom technique is very much about learning to accept and acknowledge our feelings, by the way. This is not part of the script. This is just an additional side note. It's very much about learning to acknowledge and accept how we feel in the moment and just allowing it to be, and then processing it through the body and the mind. Okay. Next point is the eyebrow point. All of these emotions around my diagnosis, they're so overwhelming. Whenever I think about my diagnosis, I feel fear and anxiety. Okay, side of the eye. And all of this fear and anxiety can feel so overwhelming. All of the stress in my body underneath the eye. I feel scared about what it means for me right now. and scared for what it means about my future. All this fear and anxiety around my diagnosis. Okay, under the nose. Is my diagnosis really true? Is my doctor correct? Why can't my body heal itself? I don't want this to be true, but I'm afraid that it might be. Okay, underneath the chin. Sometimes I feel like my body is betraying me. And my diagnosis just makes everything worse. Sometimes I feel angry at my body. Sometimes I feel angry at my doctor and my diagnosis. Collarbone. I'm just so angry about this pain and discomfort that I have to feel. All this anger about my pain and my diagnosis. But even though I am feeling this anger, I know that it is safe to acknowledge my feelings and process them right here and right now. Continuing to tap while I process my thoughts and emotions will help me to feel safe. It will send calming messages to my brain and my body that I am safe in this moment while I process these uncomfortable emotions. Okay, side of the ribs. It is safe to experience this anger. And my body needs me to acknowledge and process this emotion. And I give myself permission to acknowledge this emotion and then to let it go. Okay, top of the head. It is safe to let go of all of this anger. It is safe to feel hope about my symptoms going away. Sometimes I can't allow myself to feel any hope about my symptoms and my diagnosis because I don't want to feel disappointed. But in this moment, I will give myself permission to feel hope about my symptoms going away. Let's go back to the eyebrow point. It is safe to relax. I allow myself permission to relax in this moment. It is safe to release all of these negative emotions around my diagnosis side of the eye. Allowing myself to feel hope for my symptoms and my future. Maybe my diagnosis isn't the final word. Underneath the eye. What if things could change? What if all I need to do right now, in this moment, is relax? That's all I need to do. In order to allow my body to heal, I need to allow it to relax. Okay, underneath the nose. I am so much more than just my diagnosis. I am a powerful, loving presence in my life. Okay, underneath the chin. And I give myself permission to relax about my health. I'm open to positive possibilities. As I relax, it's easier to feel open to things getting better. Collarbone. I trust myself, or I'm learning to trust myself and this process. I give myself permission to open up to this feeling of peace and freedom. Okay. Let's rub our hands together. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Okay. Place your hands wherever you'd like, over your heart or your belly or your legs or wherever you'd like. And just take another deep breath in and re-rate your level of discomfort from when we started. Is it any better? Did it go down even a point? Did it go down several points? Did it stay the same? Did it get worse? If it got worse, that's okay. That just means you may need to repeat the tap. And you can absolutely do that. That's why I record these, so you can go back and press play and rewatch these at any time you need them. And again, you can do that by going to my YouTube channel at the Holistic Healing Network. Underneath the live tab, you'll see the entire playlist of the online gathering place live streams. There are many different places to tune in to watch these live, but that is where all of the replays are housed, is on the YouTube channel there. And a couple of things just wanted to mention. If you are struggling with a diagnosis or you're struggling with a mental health issue, two of the things that I offer are mental health counseling and health coaching. I have 2 virtual practices, and I would love to speak to you further and have a free 30-minute consultation with you to see if I'm a good fit to help you in any way that I can. If you're a Florida resident and you're looking for mental health counseling, I can offer that. If you are not a Florida resident, I can offer health and life coaching. So either one, depending on what you are needing help with, you can go to my website there that I put on the screen, which is leahpetrucci.com, and you can schedule your free 30-minute consultation with me. And I would love to speak further with you and see how I might be able to be of support. I myself have struggled with chronic health issues for a very long time, since my teens. My journey started with a diagnosis of cancer, of lymphatic cancer at age 15, and just went from there. From there, I dealt with many different things, such as migraines, digestive disorder, fibromyalgia, autoimmune disorder, chronic fatigue, mold illness, oh my gosh, all kinds of things. And I found that traditional medicine had its place, but was not what in the end was going to heal me. And I became open to many other alternative modalities of healing. And I'm happy to report that I'm 75% better than I was at one point, where I was wondering if I could even continue at my job, was wondering if I should file for disability. And I refused to accept that fate. And I doubled down and searched for many different healing modalities. Tapping was one of the things that I learned and came across, as well as many other different things, to name a few. Energy healing, energy psychology, functional medicine, which refers to getting to the root cause. And I found that the root cause of a lot of my issues was mold illness. Also things like EMFs, or electromagnetic frequencies, which is a very complicated topic for another time. But lots of things that I discovered were the root cause of my many different health issues. Once I uncovered that, it was a lot easier for me to understand what I needed to do to heal. Another thing that really turned the corner for me was learning nervous system regulation techniques, which tapping is one tool that I have in my toolbox to teach how to calm the nervous system. When we can calm the nervous system, so many things become possible for us. We can become creative. We can become organized. We can become, we have clarity, our thoughts change from negative to positive. We have motivation, and we have energy, so many things that we're capable of when we learn how to regulate or balance our nervous system. And we're not really taught how to do that. We're not taught how to do that in school, which I think we should be. We're not taught how to do that unless we seek out a specialist or a therapist or somebody who understands somatic work, which again means body, or nervous system regulation work. And that is a journey that I myself have been on and continue to be on. And I would love to speak with you further about how I can come alongside you in your health journey and teach you some great nervous system regulation techniques. So if that interests you, then please head on to my website at leahpetrucci.com and schedule your free consultation. I would love it if you would continue to watch these live streams every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Next week, we're going to be continuing the tapping series. But the topic for next week is going to be how to use tapping to have healthy relationships. So we're going to take a little bit of a pivot, and we're going to talk about social connection. How can we use tapping to have healthy attachment with others? How can we use tapping to improve our relationships, and even to improve our relationship with ourselves? So I would love it if you would join us for that one next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you go to the Holistic Healing Network channel and you turn on your notifications, you will get notified when I go live and when new videos come out. So hope to see you there. I hope you all have a great evening and a wonderful rest of your week. And I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.